Good afternoon, everyone. Cindy Squirrel here from Squirrel Mills Farms. I'm bored. It's been 14 days without Bobby. He comes home tonight. Yay. So when I'm bored, I bake. But I don't know what I want to bake. So let's look in the pantries. Okay, so first I'll look in the Hoosier cupboard. See what I got in there. Oh, this used to be so clean and organized. The jars, all in alphabetical order. And then I started throwing kife in there. Okay, so we got chocolate, we got marshmallows, we've got chocolate chips, tapioca, brown sugar. Nothing's really jumping out at me there. Let's go to the other cupboard. Okay. Well, hi Daisy. You want to look in the cupboard too? What do you want me to bake? Doggy treats? Okay, what have we got in here? Got salmon, pickled leeks, beans, golden syrup, maple syrup, pumpkin. What can I do with pumpkin? What do you think, Daisy? What can I do with pumpkin? Hey? Oh, girl. Pumpkin. Think I'll make something with pumpkin. So in my, as you can see, well-used favorite recipes of Horning Smills, there is pumpkin bread. And I've made a note, so moist and yummy. Oh, God. 1 cup canned pumpkin. Yikesers. That's enough to make a triple batch of this. But we're going down south, finally. I haven't been down south since September. This is almost the last day of March. I'm going to finally meet my twin granddaughters that were born in September. So if I made a triple batch, Bobby and I can eat one, and I can give these away. That's what I'll do. Give the other 2 away. Okay, so looks like I'm going to have to walk all the way out in the truck because I bought a big bag of flour that I couldn't lift out by myself. Been waiting for somebody to come and get it for me. But it looks like I'm going to have to do it if I want to bake. So I will go out and get that big bag of flour, get the rest of the ingredients except the raisins. Yeah, no raisins. And I will be back. Okay, so we're going to start our pumpkin bread. Now, you're going to notice that I've got a lot more ingredients here because I'm making a triple batch because my big can of pumpkin will make a triple batch. But I'm only going to give you the ingredients to make a single loaf, okay? So, even though there's 4.5 cups of flour here, I'm only going to tell you that there's 1.5 cups of flour here, okay? So with your flour, you're going to put 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so that is your dry ingredients. Just whisk that all up. Or you can sift it together if you're a sifter kind of person. Sift it together. I forget what they call this millennial sifting when you use a whisk. Get that cinnamon and the baking powder all through it, all through your flour. Okay, so that step is done. And now you're going to do your wets, which is beat your 2 eggs. And beat them well. So I'll be back in a second. So I beat the eggs really good. And now I'm going to add the sugar, and the recipe calls for 1 cup of white sugar, but you know me, I never add that much sugar. I would probably only add maybe 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, but the recipe calls for 1. And it calls for 3/4 of a cup of cooking oil. Okay, now I ran out of cooking oil to do a triple batch. So you know what's the best thing to replace cooking oil, where I should have probably replaced all of the cooking oil, would be melted lard. And that is what makes it moist. The more oil, lard, butter, whatever the fat is that you're using, that's what makes it moist. And that's why this one is so moist, is because, whoa, look at all the fat that's in it. So now I am going to mix this really well. And now to the eggs and sugar and oil mixture that I've just beat really well, I'm going to add the pumpkin, which is 1 cup of canned pumpkin. And then I'm going to mix that. Blend it really well. Okay, who out there foreseeing the problem I just got myself into? Wet ingredients up to here. Dry ingredients up to here. Alrighty then. Time to get out the big bowls. Okay, so now we've got everything mixed, and now we are going to blend them together. That is a lot of batter. So this is where my shoulder's gonna get its workout today. Try not to move it, just use my lower arm. I don't need to be up all night in pain. I do have a doctor's appointment finally next week. Well, not a doctor's appointment. They're gonna x-ray and ultrasound my shoulder again and just see what's going on. If I've torn the rotator cuff, or if it's frozen shoulder, or just what's going on. But I'll be some happy whenever they figure it out and fix it. So we did get all 3 filled. I was a little skeptical if it would all fit in there. If you just use your spatula and just go like this with it, it goes into the corners when you got a stiff batter like this. So I've got 3 pans here, and of course they're not the same kind of pan, and this one needs a cookie tray under it because it's one of those silicone jobbies. So that's why I put 2 on that pan, and then this will go beside it in the oven. So I'll pop those in the oven at 350 degrees for 55 to 60 minutes. Wow, there they are. 3 beautiful loaves, pumpkin loaf.